And away we go. It is Hula Hoops National Cup basketball live on Off the Ball. It's the first of the men's semi-finals. It's Killester, who are fourth in the Super League, against UCD Marian, who are first. But Pat Price, 4 times a cup-winning coach with Demons, when these two met earlier in the season in the Super League on Marian's court, Killester were the winners. So this should be an interesting semi.
Thanks. Great to be here, Oisin. I'm looking forward to another matchup of these two great teams.
And Conor Meany makes an impact early on. That's a neat turn by Williams. And that's 2 as well. The intensity already at a pretty high level out there. Barry Drum, the captain, moves it off to Meany. Meany, just outside that paint, gets it back to Dan James. Dan James finds his route blocked by Al Casey.
Foul call number 7.
Dan James. Now it goes to Barry Drum. Dan James, more possessions than anyone else in the ball game so far. Meany. 2 plays 2. 8:50 left in the first quarter. They try and slip it to Mike Garrow, but run out of time.
Marian definitely going to be looking to control the tempo. It was one of the keys that Brian O'Malley from Killester identified. Marian like to run a nice deliberate offense. Lots of screens, lots of action. Killester want the tempo a bit higher.
Williams. Killester in the channel. Foul. Filberto Garcia Hoyas finding a route through.
Foul is called 14 yellow.
14 yellow is Neil Baines.
Hoyas with a very versatile game, a difficult matchup as a lefty as well.
Hoyas, 2 out of 2. Killester lead 4-2, 8:32 left in the first quarter. Already today we've seen Glenmire win in the women's semi-finals. The first one, that was against Brunel. That was relatively tight, even though it kind of fizzled out towards the last 3 minutes. The second game was a bit of a blowout. I think it was 92-50 in the end in favour of DCU. Mercy as Baines is fouled, surely. And Killester finding UCD a little bit hot to hand at the moment. UCD, by the way, in the yellow, Killester in the burnt orange, as you might call it. Just in case you're not a regular watcher of basketball, you are very welcome along to Off the Ball's coverage of the National Cup semi-finals here at the Mardyke Arena in Cork. And it's myself, Oisin Langan, and Pat Price with you. Pat Price, as we say, 4 times a cup-winning coach with Demons. But what he doesn't tell you is he lost 3.
It's meant to be played, and it's already evident that some of Coach O'Malley's concerns in how to deal with Marian are coming to fruition. He says that Marian are by far the best team at execution in terms of pick and roll and making it really difficult on matchups. They attacked the basket early, already drew a foul.
Baines sinks that one really well. Kieran Rowe, who's playing phenomenal stuff at the moment. Here's a shot for 3. Oh! Boom goes the dynamite. What a basket that was from Williams.
Williams, a rookie there out of Fort Hays State, also started his career at a Division I school, Weber State. But again, of a great size for a perimeter player.
Meany, lovely little sleight of hand. Meany didn't look much like a rookie with that 3-point shot. And here it is, Williams.
Well, the import players, you know, they're here. They have a job to do. They're brought in, and it's all results based. So when they're making threes, that's what they're here for.
Meany is homegrown and he's making an impact. Always has done, Connor. Him and the family. 2 out of 2. 7-5, 7:44 left in the first quarter. Kieran Rowe. Williams for 2. Doesn't make it. Conor Meany collects the rebound. Shot for three. Oh, it's sunk from the corner. Mike Garrow, that's why he's player of the month.
Mike Garrow.
Garrow's now in his third season in the league, but he's a great fit for Marian. He's a perfect fit for the kind of things that Coach Liapis does. He gives you a bit of everything around the floor. He's terrific.
Hoyas gets a big two. Already, this is nip and tuck and cat and mouse. Garrow involved, Dan James, Meany shows. Meany covered by Paddy Sullivan, whose sister Aisling was part of the DCU team that won earlier in the second of the women's semi-finals. She played really well as well. So will it be a good day for the family? Here come Killester on the transition. The shot comes from Sullivan and it's missed. I jinxed him.
You have to be able to knock down these high percentage shots in transition. They're difficult to come by.
Garrow, no mistake. Did you expect anything else?
Mike Garrow with two more.
Many people have said to me in the last couple of weeks that Garrow is playing the ball of his life at the moment. This wouldn't be bad for three. It's missed. The rebound. Well, Marian do enough, or do they? Let's have a look at this for three. Meany and Garrow.
It's great to see on that for young players is it wasn't a rush shot, but it was a quick release.
And there is a difference.
There's a big difference.
That wasn't rushed, it was quick, and that was Hoyas. He's 6'9". And he is, according to the official stats, the joint tallest man out there. James for three from the corner! The fuse is lit, and it went boom!
Daniel James.
Such quality shooting so far in this ball game. Kieran Rowe. Rowe for two. The rebound was collected really well by Kieran O'Brien. Here's Williams. Back outside. Fast hands. Will it end with two? No, it won't. It might still. Again, it won't. Dan James. Barry Drum covering the boards. Garrow. Drum. Good drive. Good hook. Good two.
Terrific footwork by Drum, getting into the paint, freezing his defender and sidestepping him.
5:11 left in the first quarter. This one is flying by. Here's Williams. It's every bit the belter we expected, and another one to come later between Demons and Temple Oak. Almost intercepted by Garrow. Inside it goes. Fast hands. Well done, Kieran O'Brien, but it was a good switch from Kieran Rowe.
Any offensive contributions that you're getting from O'Brien are going to be a welcome contribution in Killester's effort. I'll stop short of saying this is a defensive struggle right now.
Dan James looking for a route through and finding it, but not finding the two. Collected on the rebound by Garcia Hoyas. Kieran Rowe. Rowe inside, miscued. Meany intercepts. Meany with three in front and one behind. Garrow, Dan James, back out it goes. Drum, 10 left on the shot clock. Drum brought it inside the paint, but couldn't complete. It's lost. Here's Drum. He's got Baines inside. Tries to find Garrow. Eventually it comes to Baines, more by accident than design. And a foul is called, and UCD Marian lead by two with 3:59 in the first quarter to go.
Terrific drive and dish there. If you can get the basketball into the paint and draw defenders to you, you're leaving some easy looks for the big men.
Not too many free seats. Marian will be hoping there is a lot of free shots because Baines can do that. Baines couldn't quite match the two in a row. Kieran Rowe, Williams, Paddy Sullivan moved out Good hands by Garcia Ruiz. Here's Kieran Rowe. He was unlucky. And now the transition from UCD Marian. Drum with a little shake and bake. Drum! Big basket, big bucket.
That's a lovely finish. That's a lovely finish. Barry kept a straight line. He kept as much of a straight line to the basket as he could. That made him harder to stop.
Well, UCD Marian will be smarting because they haven't lost too many this season, just 2. One of them was to Killester, and it was by a bit of a distance. But that man, Barry Drum, who you just saw, number 10, he's having an impact so far. And hoping to make an impact now is JJ.
Well, for Marian, you look at the amount of experience on the, even with the depth, to be able to bring Scott Kinnivan off the bench, a former senior Irish international. You see between Drum and Meany and Kinnivan, you're talking over 30 years of experience on the perimeter.
Williams inside to Garcia Ruiz. Williams looks and shapes and shoots. Williams unlucky. And it was handled by Markovic. And this is a shot from JJ. That's wonderful. I think it was just inside the line, but it's still a fantastic bucket from JJ, or to give him his full title, Juan Jordi Val Lobera, but he prefers JJ, which I'm grateful for as a commentator, and his team are grateful for that. Timeout called, 3:12 left in the first quarter. It is UCD Marian who lead 20-13. And here we go again. Marian lead by 7, 3:10 left in the first quarter. Hello to Michael Westbrooks, who's watching in Houston, Texas. Michael, always great to have you along. Kieran Rowe, shot for 3 from the corner. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Big shot from Andy McGeever.
McGeever is a knockdown shooter. Delighted to see he's getting some minutes now in his 3rd year in the Super League. Brian O'Malley said coaching McGeever is easy because he's a coach's son. Kid gets the game.
Here's another 3-point shot which isn't made, and the rebound is collected by Williams. Kieran Rowe, inside it goes. McGeever on it again, and that's intercepted brilliantly by JJ. Drum, Dan James. Can they get the shot away? Not really.
And we've 2 empty possessions now for Marian.
This is absolutely brilliant from McGeever. Big 3, because that narrowed the gap to 4.
The importance of having your feet set when you catch the basketball just makes the job that much easier. But again, Marian now, they need to respond now coming out of that timeout. They can't really afford lulls in play.
Weaved through by Rowe. May have been fouled. That 3-point shot from McGeever, absolutely supreme. Here's Rowe. Good footwork, weaving through. That's one that Michael Westbrooks, watching us in Texas, will be happy with. Rowe. How did we know? Because the crowd went row. 2 in a row for row. 2 left in the first quarter.
Rose bringing a hot form into the game. He's been playing terrific basketball as of late, and they're going to need that again tonight.
JJ. Garrow's open. Garrow, 4-3! Unlucky, the rebound is collected. They don't get the 2 first time, can they get it second time? They might get 3 again. Dan James! Supreme!
James bailed them out there. He bailed them out. I don't know about Garrow's shot selection there. If they can get Garrow to be shooting threes off the dribble, right, now you're talking about reduced field goal percentage. So I think James bailed them out a little bit.
Garcia Ruiz now, row. Here it is again. That is a hole-in-one.
Rowe's been a handful. He's getting his feet into the paint a lot right now and causing a lot of problems for the Marian defense.
Killester basketball think I don't know who Michael Westbrooks is. I presume you're being sarcastic. Row! Brilliant.
4 points here in a row. 23-20, UCD Marian lead by 3.
Kinavan zipping it as Matthew Kelly, turning and twisting as Markovic, and they get a big 2. 57 left in the first quarter.
Lovely finish by Markovic around the basket.
Rowe, he's just got those dazzling feet, doesn't he, Rowe? McGeever with 6 left on the shot clock. Here's Williams, will he take it on? Williams goes into the paint, up for 2! And down the rabbit hole it goes. 28 left in the quarter.
Well, he had gone a full 3 minutes, I think, without even touching the basketball. I'm not sure if that's part of the game plan or if they're just allowing it to flow.
25.
He's going to need more touches, though.
25 plays 22 with 13 left and 6 left on the shot clock. Here's Kinavan. Out it goes to JJ. JJ steps inside. JJ has to shoot. He's out of time. And he misses. Look at this. Brilliant stuff by Williams. You mentioned, Pat, that they need to get him on that ball more, and he maybe needs to get himself into it a bit more. Well, he did there.
Kinavan showing a bit of pressure here, but Rowe's going to have time to get the ball up the floor for sure.
5 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Rowe. Might do it all himself, Rowe. Into the 2-point zone, and Kinavan got a hand in. But Rowe did well enough, did what he needed to do.
Kinavan might feel a bit aggrieved by that call. Looks like he got a good strip.
Rowe sinks it. That's why I was kind of hesitant, because it looked perfectly fine to me, but I was leaving it up to your expert eye.
My Wexford friends would say, queer funny decision.
2 in a row. And Killester laughing after Rowe kept it cool. And that's a big launch at the end of the quarter. It's as tight as we expected, it's as tense as we expected, it's as exciting as we expected. It's the first Men's Cup semi-final. Marian lead by 1 at the end of the first quarter, 25-24 against Killester. You can contact us, by the way, we'd love to hear from you via Twitter @OffTheBall, or you can get us directly in the commentary position @Oisin Langan. You can also leave a message on the Facebook page. We'll be back for the second quarter. Welcome back. It's the second quarter with Marian leading by 1. Declan Hughes says on Off the Ball's Facebook page, come on the college. Christy Dolan says, the busiest broadcaster stroke journalist in sport. Good to see more live sports of a different kind being broadcasted. Christy, we're delighted to do it. Today is a historic day for Off the Ball. We've brought you lots of sport over the years. This is the first time we've ever shown you live sport. Kinnavan, Meany, who doesn't want to be part of TG Caher's coverage this year, he's dispossessed. I'll explain that in a second. Williams over to Sullivan. Williams, shot for 3! Missed. Collected on the rebound by Kinnavan. Good transition by Marian. Hung up for JJ, steps into 2, goes back out. Kinnavan. Williams in that 3-point zone, moves it inside, shot for 2. It had to be perfect, and it was from Owen Kiernan. Well, we mentioned the giant tallest man out there. It's an appropriate word, joint, I suppose, tallest man. Well, he's the other one, Owen Kiernan. He's also 6'9", along with Luis Filipo Garcia Hoyas. Kinnavan, not the tallest, but certainly one of the biggest. They have to shoot because they're running out of time, and they do, and they don't get it. And Killester thought they had the rebound, then they do get the rebound. Williams is a little bit isolated, but he can go himself and do it all on his own, and it does drop, and Williams isn't too shy in celebrating it.
Bryce Williams takes this total to 9, and he goes to the line for a bonus as well.
Utilizing his strength there, was able to absorb the contact in transition on the go, still maintain body control to get the finish.
John Sheridan says on Off the Ball's Facebook page, Juan Big Al, he means Big Al Casey. Williams misses, which is most unusual. Dan James hands to Kinnavan. The captain. Open for it was Markovic. Dan James. Out it goes. Conor Meany for 3. Misses. Oh, it's stolen back brilliantly by Kinnavan. And it's off the foot of Sullivan. Now, I said earlier on that Conor Meany doesn't want to be part of the coverage this year. What I mean is he wants to be playing in the cup final. And there's the coaching ticket. Brian O'Malley, Mark Grinnell, Jonathan Grinnell. Among the coaching staff of Killester. Dan James, Markovic gets his shot away and gets his 2 points. 8:12 left in the second quarter.
Both teams displaying balance in scoring. Neither team is over reliant on any one player. That's a great sign right now.
Royce Williams. Sullivan for 3. That was perfection. Kinnavan. Dan James. Turning, twisting, shooting, scoring!
Tough shot. The degree of difficulty on that, very high. James is more of a catch and shoot guy, but he showed some mobility and a dynamic finish.
Oh, circles the rim, comes back out. They can't send it home on the second attempt. Williams missed 3. Stolen back by Neil Baines. Al Casey unlucky in that particular instance. Garcia Hoyas the same. Marian trailing by 1. 7 left in the second quarter. Dan James directing the traffic. Dan James for 3. Unlucky. Al Casey takes it. The big man from Mayo, 6'6". Williams, a little bit of a shake and bake and a shot which is missed. Comes back to Casey. Or beg your pardon, Garcia Hoyas. And that goes in.
He takes his total to 8 points.
Royce has given them great minutes. I love his versatility. He's able to step out and defend. 6'9" guy defending the perimeter. He's able to score around the basket, off the jump shot. He's a pretty well-balanced player.
Slipped away to Baines. Foul called. Let's have a look at that last Killester bucket.
Uses his body there so well to extend. No defender is going to be able to reach that with those long left arm.
Yanis Leopakis, the coach watching on, bit of a Jose Mourinho type. Well, on the touchline is what I mean. He doesn't go around complaining about the club, which is what Jose has been doing of late, although they are through to the cup. 4th round, 2 seconds on the shot clock. The shot comes from Garrow! Oh! And that ties it up.
He's on 8. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Killester by 1.
Williams. Garcia Ruiz back out. Hoyas. Here's the 3. Running out of time, what do you do? You have to shoot. And if you want anyone in that position, it's that man, Garrow. 5:46 left in this quarter, the second quarter.
And Barry Drum re-enters the game now, gives Kinnavan a rest, so now they got a nice rotation going here, bring some fresh legs in.
Meany. Garrow. Will he go again for 3? No, he'll bring it inside the paint. Go back outside. Dan James! Dan the man!
Daniel James.
He may come to regret where his feet were on that line. It's a no-go zone.
Marian by 1. Sullivan. Williams. Rowe. No. Meany has support. Drum with him. Oh! Zips it over to Dan James. This time he'll go for 3. And he's unlucky. Williams.
There's some lovely basketball being played right now. UCD running some high level offenses. Killester offering up terrific defense. It's a good game.
Big shot from Garrow. Big shot, but not a big finish. Kieran Rowe. Williams. Rowe. Al Casey was open. Williams still has foul.
Very few uncontested shots in the paint. Marian's help defense, particularly in the middle, has been pretty good. Now what they're going to want to avoid in the second half is giving up these gut drives that go directly down the middle of the floor. They haven't really forced the ball towards the baseline much, which is a more difficult drive.
Well, that last shot you just saw there, Dan James only got 2 for it, but there must have been millimeters only in it. Sullivan. Kieran Rowe. Williams. Williams! It's not easy to get through heavy Cork traffic, but he did it. Here we go. Bob weave. And he makes it all look so easy.
Williams definitely in a flow at this stage. He's more active, looking for his touches. They've called his number a few times on some of these set plays. They're looking to get him the ball at this stage. And he's kind of had a free pass down the middle a few times.
Going out of the game for the moment is Neil Baines. Coming back in is Markovic. First name officially Marius, but he prefers Mario. Royce Williams does it again. .4:16 left in the second quarter. A game that just has not let up. Dan James, Connor Meany. Meany finds a route through. Dan James, this is for 3. Oh! They just can't scramble it in, but do in the end through Garrow. And the form he's in, that was always going to end positively.
Garrow quick off his feet. Got 2 different chances at that.
We saw Brianna Bay do that for Brunel in the first game today, the women's semi-final, which eventually Glanmire did win. But it's such an important skill to have those kind of strong hands, strong wrists. The wrists are required to be very strong there. Here's Kieran Rowe. He's having a belter. Rowe. No. Garrow. Drum. Garrow's there, as is James, as is Markovic. Drum. Inside, Meany. Meany almost dispossessed. Quick hands, got it back. Markovic, little shimmy, little dummy, but not a little basket. 3:32 left in the second quarter.
Strong to the rim. It's the only way to go, right? You're going to get the foul or you're going to get the score.
Markovic. So high are their standards. Anything that doesn't go in, they'll be disappointed with. Markovic. That's 50%, and in most exams, 50% is a pass. 3:28 left in the quarter. 37 plays 37. Rowe. Sullivan. Williams. An attempted jump and shot there from Owen Kiernan. Let's have a look.
Well, there's plenty of contact prior to the whistle.
Well, at 6'9", it's not like you can say you didn't see him. And you saw that. Completes the basket. Killester hit the front. Two in a row from Kiernan. The big man makes a big impact. 39 plays 37, 3:11 left in the second quarter. This one is bubbling up nicely. Drum. Meany. Meany. Outside it goes. Drum brings it inside. He's in the paint. He's in the money. He ties it up.
Barry Drum.
Rowe. Oh, he was unlucky. That deserved a basket. Garrow. Rowe racing back. Meany. Must have eyes in the back of his head because he saw Rowe, even though Rowe was behind him. Into the corner. Garrow. Garrow looking, turning, twisting, shooting, and getting fouled. I would not like to have to call a winner at this stage.
Well, look, again, I think at this stage, I think Brian O'Malley and Killester, they'd have to be pretty satisfied with execution of their game plan. By and large, they've done a pretty good job on limiting UCD Marian's pick and rolls, right? Easy opportunities going down the middle after a screen. You know, again, and they're also, you know, Garrow's going to get his points. He's going to get his points. I think it's a limitation thing. How many touches? You know, he's difficult to stop once he has the ball. I think maybe in the second half, we're going to make it a little bit more difficult for him to get the ball to begin with.
2:17 left in the second quarter. Shot for three. Oh, that is absolutely supreme from Garcia Ruiz.
Zero hesitation there.
Baines, Drum. Killester lead by one. Dan James. Dan the man yet again.
That's a big answer. That's a big answer.
Sullivan for three. Oh!
This game's heating up.
Drum. Drum tries to find Markovic, but it's intercepted by Kiernan. Here's Kieran Rowe. Rowe inside. Kiernan, good hand in there from Garrow. Great defense, and that's a scramble. 1:12 left in the second quarter. Look at this from Rowe. What intensity out there, defensive and offensive.
Thought that whistle was a little premature. There's effectively a loose ball. Terrific effort thus far on both teams. Both teams really doing their best to execute all the little things.
Kiernan.
Terrific play. Geez, that's a terrific play, terrific finish.
Dan James can't get past Williams. He just blocks the road. Dan James goes again, finds the alternative route, and here comes the transition from Royce Williams. Kieran Rowe. Oh, he's unlucky. Dan James with 47 left in the second quarter, 47 left in the half, 20 left on the shot clock. They've got lots of times. JJ goes outside to Drum. Meany, 37 left on the clock, 13 on the shot clock. Meany, 9 left. Meany, Drum, this is for 3. He missed a beat there. Kieran Rowe. Paddy Sullivan.
Three seconds differential here between the two clocks.
7 on the shot clock, or 3 on the shot clock. Oh, it got some net, but not the kind he was looking for. 4 seconds left in the second quarter. And a timeout called, so with 4 seconds left in the second quarter, it is Killester who lead by 3. So we're ready to rock for the last 4 seconds of the quarter. 3 between them. Killester lead by 3, 47 to 44. Yanis Leopakis having a word with the referee.
At this stage, they just want a clean look at the basket. They want to get off an attempt here.
Now he's sitting down beside Connor James. Can they get one shot away? They're running out of time. 2 seconds. Foul called.
Drum was driven to the line and stepped on the line. Killester's getting the ball back here with an attempt. They're going to have time for a catch and shoot at 1.3.
Timeout called. So James stepped out of bounds. It is a Killester ball with 1.3 seconds left. It's Kieran Rowe, puts it inside. Williams loses it, and there is time for no more at the end of the second quarter. A quarter that has ebbed and flowed. It has been really, really close, and we're looking forward to the rest of this match. At half time, Killester lead by 3, 47 to 44. We will be back for the third and fourth quarters shortly, so stay with us.
47, Killester 44.
So here we go for the third quarter, the second half of the first of the men's Pat Duffy National Cup semi-finals. It's Meany, Drum, Garrow, and he sinks it. And it's a three.
15. Ties it up, 47 each.
Williams comes back to James. I have to say I took a second there because I wasn't sure whether or not he was just outside when he shot it, but checking with the scoreboard, it went up 3 and not 2, 47 each, 9:21 left in the third quarter. Tosheen Langan and four-time cup winning coach Pat Price with you for this game, the rest of this game and the upcoming second semi-final. Off the ball shows you live sport for the very first time today. It's a really, really exciting day for us. Royce Williams intercepted by Garrow. Drum hands it to Meany for three. Oh!
Lovely finish by Meany. That's the first real clean look he's had at the basket. I was looking at the halftime stats and surprised he hadn't gotten off any threes. That's a great look.
Well, I'm sure it was something they talked about at the break. Williams back outside. Sullivan dropped, and trying to reclaim was Garcia Hoyas, but they ran out of time. Let's have a look at this last three-pointer. Conor Meany. Unbelievable.
Look, the scoreline thus far reflects what you see, you know, how it played out in the statistics. Very level in rebounding, very level in turnovers and giveaways. Very similar amount of shots taken. This has all the makings of a game that's going to go to the end.
Drum inside the paint. Baines gets the two, and Marian have exploded to life at the start of this third quarter with 8:10 left in said quarter.
Finish by Baines. Terrific finish in traffic.
Rowe, he's been excellent. Williams hasn't been bad either. Royce Williams comes off the backboard, and Drum is away, and James is with him. He was covered well. Garrow steps in, up to the paint, jump shot, missed. Williams takes the rebound. Williams juggling past James. Rowe stepping inside and out. Hook shot, missed.
Baines bodied him up a little bit better than he had in the first half. Royez likes to come back over his right shoulder. He's got that long left swooping arm. Baines played him for him that time.
Timeout called with UCD leading by 5 and 7:30 left in the third quarter. Killester in the Hula Hoops National Cup semi-final. Live on Off the Ball. Garrow. Meany. Took his time before deciding, then ran into the paint. And he said, I want 2 points and I'm going to get them, and he did.
A 5-point contribution by Meany here in the opening 2.5, 3 minutes. It's been a difference. Right now, Marian has opened up the third quarter in a 10-0 run.
Paddy Sullivan. Oh! That was from Washington Street, not just downtown.
Paddy Sullivan.
Although he was shooting more towards Washington Street
He's on 9
there.
points.
Meany turning, twisting, shooting, looking for another big two, and gets it.
Meany goes to 11.
Royce Williams. Williams gets a bit tangled up, but gets himself out of it. Sullivan. Paddy Sullivan slips it inside, and it's sent home by Luis Filipo Garcia Hoyes, who does look a tiny bit like Daniel Stern, aka Marv from the Home Alone movies.
Paddy Garcia, he's on 10 points.
You can't leave him home alone, he will put buckets in all day. Meany, Baines, Garrow, oh, nothing but net. Williams.
Game's top scorer, 17 points.
Let's buckle up here. We're getting some great basketball right now, some lovely finishes.
Turning, twisting, shooting, and it just about drops in from Kieran O'Brien. Drum. James Garrow's making the run. He was covered. Drum. 10 left on the shot clock. 5:23 in the quarter. Missed. And clawed down by Kieran O'Brien into the path of Garcia Hoyes. Kieran Rowe. Off the backboard and into the hands of Daniel James.
Was surprised to see Drum pull up. That's not typically his MO. He's a facilitator, a deliverer.
Dan James, 10 left on the shot clock. Garrow, 5 on the shot clock. Garrow has to go for it himself, or does he? He does, and it's a brilliant intercept. Rowe, Williams ahead. Rowe goes himself. Inside, fantastic. Garcia Hoyes.
Killester have done a great job rallying themselves after that timeout by Brian O'Malley. They came out now and they really kind of settled in.
Dan James. James covered by 3. Gets it across. Garrow. Meany for 3! Boom goes the dynamite.
It's about as good a play as you're going to see.
This isn't bad either. Kieran O'Brien.
Kieran O'Brien, who goes to 6 points.
Drum.
61-58.
Drum loses it, but retrieves. Lovely work from Drum. 10 on the shot clock. And that's a big play by Killester. Templeogue watching on. They're in action in the second semi-final, which you can watch here on Off the Ball. They're up against Demons. Don't forget, the final will be live on TG Cahir the last weekend of January. The timeout has been called. 58 plays 61. UCD Marian lead with 3:46 left in the third quarter. So here we go, 3:46 left in the third quarter. Marian by 3. Pat Price and myself, Oisin Langan, with you here on Off the Ball. for the Hula Hoops Pat Duffy Men's National Cup semi-final, the first of two. Earlier on we brought you Glanmire's win over Brunel and DCU Mercy's more than comfortable victory against NUIG Mystics. Sullivan looks comfortable, and that's a cushion for Killester. Tie game, 3:25 left in the third quarter.
Sullivan's played a role in 3 out of their last 4 baskets. He's also stepping up his game here.
Well, they're hoping for a good day, the Sullivan family, and they just ran out of room there as Rodrigo Garcia Ruiz tried to run onto it, but look at that from Sullivan. Dan James flips it up to Kinnavan. Has to shoot, 1 second left. And a bit of a wrestle for the possession there. Markovic wasn't shy. It's like Godzilla against Mothra, isn't it? Battle of the Giants. Garcia Ruiz moved it on to Paddy Sullivan. You can see some of the Demons lads behind the basket there. They're in the second semi-final against Tempelo. Garrow for 2. Sinks it. Marian back in front.
Garrow had some words for the referee after his score, and he's been made to pay. He's been made to pay, the emotion getting to him a little bit.
Well, that the coach will be disappointed with, even though he will be hypocritical to have a go at any of these players for having a go at the ref for being overly emotional. But what they brought Garrow to Dublin for was to sink baskets like that, which he did. But the instant riposte could be posted by Royce Williams.
See, now here's the interesting development. Technical fouls are also counted as personal fouls. So now Garrow goes to 3, and he's the first player in tonight's game to actually be in foul trouble, forcing Coach Liapica's hand. Now he's got to sit him. He's got to sit him, or they run the risk of picking up a 4th foul here still in the third quarter.
Glanmire lost Grania Dwyer through fouls in the first of the semi-finals. They got away with it in the end. Here's Royce Williams. Paddy Sullivan. Sullivan back outside. Shot for 3. Unlucky. Baines. 2:13 left in the third quarter. Kinnavan. Zippy to Baines. JJ. Oh, fantastic hook shot.
Lovely finish, lovely finish. It'll be interesting to see now who steps up for Marian in Garrow's absence.
Well, there he is taking his place on the bench. Here is Kieran O'Brien. Never really got a hold of that one. Dan James. Same thing again, but JJ follows up. Foul called. So this is what happened, and then afterwards, this is why he was benched for a while, just to get cooled down, because he's, I won't say he's in foul trouble, but he's on that kind of borderline where you don't want to take risks. Kinnavan gets a little bit lost in traffic. 8 seconds left. Baines left absolutely isolated, and what did Marian think he would do? Just that.
On 6.
Sullivan and James tangling a bit. Markovic in now as well. What? I didn't do anything, says Daniel James. That was a real siblings in the back of the car fighting. If I have to turn this basketball court right around and bring you both home.
I've always wanted to slip that phrase handbags into a discussion, you know.
There you go. Paddy Sullivan. Sullivan misses and dispossessed is Garcia Hoyas, but it's still Killester ball. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. They've got to go for it. Kieran Rowe, 4-3. Air shot. The air ball from Rowe. Not what you expected. 1:06 left in the third quarter. JJ. Out it goes. Kinnavan for 2. It's collected by Baines. They'll have to work hard for this and they don't get it. .49 left in the third quarter. 5 between them. Marian lead, but Killester will hope to chip away at that lead now. Or this is Marian's free throw, beg your pardon.
O'Sullivan heads to the bench for a rest. McGeever, the three-point specialist, re-enters. See if that can make a bit of a difference. Rowe is logging a lot of minutes now at the point, so we'll see how he fares in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game.
Baines misses, but they might get something out of it. JJ pops it back outside. Daniel James with 45 left in the quarter and 10 on the shot clock. Kinnavan pops it for Daniel James. 5 on the shot clock. He's got to go for it. Markovic! Unlucky. It's back alive. Kinnavan. They go again, and somehow it's pushed home. Second time we've seen that skill in this match. A ball kind of pushed in rather than thrown in.
27 seconds remaining.
25 seconds left in the quarter. 19 on the shot clock. 8 between them. I think that's the biggest gap so far in this game. And I'm not sure that McGeever knew quite what he wanted to do there. Got caught in 2 minds. His team have the possession. Here's that last scramble. Who actually pushed this home in the end? The answer is I don't know. Kieran Rowe. 9 seconds left in the quarter. His team trail by 8. Royce Williams. He'll go for 2 with 3 left. And maybe, just maybe, there's one last chance as the buzzer goes. JJ shoots too late. And it wouldn't have gone in anyway. So, end of the third quarter in an enthralling Hula Hoops Pat Duffy National Cup semi-final. And UCD Marian lead by 8, 70-62. It's going to be a belter of a fourth and final quarter, so stay with us. Kieran Rowe, final quarter of the first semi-final. It's been good so far. Will it finish with a flourish? Killester with a bit of work to do. They don't mind hard work, especially not Kieran Rowe. He's unlucky there. They keep it alive. Shot for 3! Missed by McGeever. Got a brilliant one earlier in the game, but just couldn't quite complete that. Kinnavan. Daniel James. Remember, Killester won, and won well when they met Marian on Marian's court earlier in the season. That in the Super League. This in the Cup. Kinnavan.
There's a toughness right now to Marian that I haven't seen, and I didn't see it last year at this stage of the Cup either. They're playing very steely. They outscored Killester by 11 in that third quarter and did it with a lot of toughness. They also forced Jackson here to take some shots maybe that he otherwise wouldn't.
Shot for 3. Oh, off the rim. Shot for 2. Missed again. Maybe, and I know as a coach maybe you'll shoot this argument down, but could the semi-final loss last year be actually a massive positive for UCD Marian going into this season and as this season continues? Maybe semi-final losses just give you something and you learn from them.
Well, they only worked for you if you remember them.
3 seconds left on the shot clock. Dan James. Here come Killester. Andy McGeever. Royce Williams loses it, but there's a foul.
They say if you don't remember your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Well, Conor Meany remembers it well, and I'm sure it's driving him on. He's about to come back in. I know people will think that Conor is paying me to compliment him. I say so many nice things, but it really is a top guy, top player, top servant of basketball, and a good man to help you when you're writing a thesis. I'm doing the same course that Conor did a couple of years ago, so he knows the pain I'm going through. Royce Williams. Kieran Rowe. Rowe, 4-2. They're just not quite sinking at the moment, but there's still time. 8:16 left. Andy McGeever. McGeever pops it out. Shot for 3. Oh, missed him by I was going to say a distance. It did come off the rim. It came off the outside. Garcia Ruiz unlucky. Drum taking his time with 15 on the shot clock and 7:57 left in the final quarter. Conor Meany. JJ. Markovic for 2. And it flies all the way home with a perfect landing.
This was the Killester fear that Marian would have the tempo, and in a tempo like that, Marian run all of their high-level plays. Markovic ended up with a clean look at the basket, a commanding 10-point lead.
It was Jermaine Turner who kind of got Killester and dragged them through last year. Who's going to step up this year, if anyone? It's Marian, as you can see, who are stepping up so far. Baines takes a rest. Garrow is back in. Now, he kind of has to be careful, doesn't he?
Well, he has to be careful, but again, you have the luxury now of bringing him in with a 10-point lead, and the fact that his teammates all stepped up while he was out is a testament to their character here right now. They were not over-reliant.
He's on 3 fouls, just to remind you.
And 6 yellow, 4 fouls.
4 fouls, 6 yellow. 6 yellow was Markovic. Royce Williams.
Marian have really kept Royce Williams in check. You know, we're here 7 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the game, and it's been a while since we could say he's made an impact.
Home, by the way, are Killester, and guests are UCD Marian. But you probably guessed that. Williams. Can he make himself at home? Even more so. Yes, he can. He's a pleasure to watch, isn't he, Royce Williams?
Well, when he has space, to do what he wants, he's as good as any and better than most. But for the last several minutes, so Marian's done a good job of taking that space away. 2
in a row. That's a big and much needed boost for Killester. 7:24 left in the ball game. We're in the final quarter, and it's 64-72. JJ kind of spills it to Drum. A rare mistake by Conor Meany. Tension growing Meany just not sure that he'd take his eye off it. Is that an oversimplification regards explaining it? Garcia Hoyas got his hands on it, flipped it off to Garcia Ruiz. Royce Williams, Kieran Rowe. Rowe. Oh, it's intercepted, and Killester are beginning to make mistakes. Here's Drum. Drum out to Meany. Meany with the dummy. Meany into the paint and then back outside. This is for two, and it's completed. Matthew Kelly. Tonight, Matthew, I'll be taking 2 points.
A critical score by a role player. You know, they're really putting Killester under pressure right now. For the first time in the game, they doubled down on Reyes when he caught the ball in the paint.
Williams unlucky.
Well, he continues to take these contested shots right now. You know, in the first half, he had success getting to the post, getting down the middle, and I think, you know, this is largely in part to Marian's defense.
Drum. Matthew Kelly. They're moving it nicely. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Meany. He's got to go. He's got to shoot, and he does, and he completely misses. Incidentally, you weren't a fan of stars in their eyes, no? No, I can tell by the blank look on your face. Matthew Kelly shooting there. He shares his name with the host of that show, and they used to always say, because they were pretending to be their favourite musicians, whatever, tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Michael Bublé, etc. Not that I would be Michael Bublé. Anyway, I think that's a nice time for me to shut up. 10 between them, the rest of the quarter to come. Ten between them, Killester trailing, looking to get back into the cup final. Remember, there will be new champions this year. Kieran Rowe, unlucky. I know that John Carroll is watching in the States. He's the son of Paul Carroll, cup winner with Killester in '87. Meany doing really great in Hartford, Connecticut as well. John, best of luck to you. Daniel James needed a bit more luck there. Kieran Rowe on it again. Royce Williams just would not fall, and they're not falling for him in Killester at the moment. Pat Price with us on commentary live and off the ball. This is the first of the semi-finals, the second coming up at 8. The final, by the way, will be live on TG Cahir. That'll be live on Real TV.
Well, we were getting to the point for Killester right now. You know, they obviously need to go one possession at a time. Oh my.
Baines, brilliant. Like a coiled spring. Here's Williams. It's getting away from Killester. And that is a big, big win for Marian. You can see by the reaction on their bench. But look at this. Meany and Baines.
Terrific finish by Baines. I mean, again, all kinds of role players making big contributions at critical times. This is a total team effort by Marian.
The quality and depth maybe is beginning to tell, Pat. Is that a fair comment?
Well, I think so. Again, we're talking lots of experience on the perimeter. You've got a kid like Aguero, who we said earlier is a perfect fit for UCD Marian and the systems that they run. You know, he's in his 3rd year in the league, but he looks so comfortable out there. The first half contributions of Daniel James knocking down shots. Again, you know, Barry Drum and Scott Kinnavan job sharing at the point. There's a lot going on.
Baines again. Looks for Dan James. Looks for Drum. Finds Drum. Dan James with about 5 seconds left on the shot clock. James burrows in and has a go and misses, and it falls back out to Daniel James.
And you start to wonder if this is Marian's day. Even getting the bounce of the ball there on shooting an off-balance shot, and the long rebound comes back to Marian.
Well, slowly but surely they've been kind of building up that lead, and while it is only 12 points, that's a chasm as compared to the first and second quarters and even the start of the third. We've got 4:18 left in this ball game. Drum, 7 left on the shot clock. Drum brings it in. Drum, unlucky. Williams is under the rebound.
Good call by referee Martin McGetrick. Calls the off the ball foul. See what I did there?
You did. We'll stop with the jokes. My Matthew Kelly one sunk without a trace. You're off the ball gag there. Just Williams with 4:09 left does what he needs to do. The gap is 11. They still have the talent out there, Killester, by the way. I'm talking like Marian are going to romp home. It is possible that Killester could come up with a big finish.
Sure. I mean, 4 minutes, there's plenty of possessions. You keep in mind in the Irish Super League there's a 24-second shot clock, so that's a lot of possessions. But coupled with that, not only the possessions, is Killester have to make stops.
And Killester kind of make something happen there. Dan James, Drum. Rowe stuck to him like glue. Drum tries to slip away. 13 on the shot clock. Dan James, 4-3. Unlucky. Kieran Rowe. Followed by Garrow. Oh, it was misdirected through the hands of Luis Filiberto Garcia Hoyes. 3:46 left. Still time for Killester, but they cannot make mistakes like that.
For Killester right now, the room for error is really diminished. They need to do just about everything right here in the last 3.5 minutes.
Garrow, JJ brings it in, finds Baines. Baines is on fire. Wasn't even looking to where he threw the pass. And that doesn't just happen by accident, Pat, as I'm sure you will confirm. That's
there was There was a famous player growing up in America named Bob Cousy from the Boston Celtics. He was once asked after a game, how did you make all those great passes? How did you know he was going to be there? And he said, that's where he's supposed to be.
That's exactly it. You just summed it up there. Daniel James. Oh, intercepts. And away they go, and this should be a 2, and it isn't. He was desperately unlucky, was Rodrigo Garcia Ruiz.
Well defended on the chase down.
And that is yet another reason why Garrow is the player of the month and one of the foreign players this season. Doesn't just go for it when there's points, goes for it when there's points about to be conceded. Really works hard in defense. Garrow pops it up for Daniel James. Sullivan thought he had it, but James gets it back. 7 left on the shot clock. Dan James! 2 for Marian. And they make it 80-66 with 2:48 left in the game.
He takes this total of 14.
Up by Luis Filiberto Garcia Hoyes.
Garcia, he goes to 14.
Lob down the line. JJ just about controls it. Started with the right, ended up on the left. Drum with 13 left on the shot clock and 2:28 left in the ball game. Rowe tries to dispossess him.
It's a good substitution there by Marian. Daniel James had given some terrific minutes including saving that ball there as it went out of bounds.
And a timeout is called, and it's 80-68 with 2:23 left in the fourth quarter. Stay with us, it's the men's semi-final. So it is UCD Marian who lead by 12, and there isn't long to go, as you can see. We're at the Mardyke Arena in Cork.
It's a critical possession here, critical more so for Killester. They need to stop.
Baines turning, twisting, and getting two. They're cruising now, UCD Marian. And not only are they going to go into the final by the looks of it, they're also getting revenge for one of only 2 league losses this season. Kieran Rowe. Royce Williams. Williams trying to find a way through.
Well, all good teams make the necessary halftime adjustments to try to close out that game, and certainly you could see a point of emphasis for Marian was trying to lock down Royce Williams. His second half effectiveness just really cut down.
And there's one. There's two. 12 in it, 2 to go. Drum, who's really found a rhythm today. Meany. Move the ball is the shout. 14 left on the shot clock. That's an eternity in basketball. Here's Drum. Big 3. The Drum beats on. Pat's walked away. He's had enough. Williams, that's good. He's kept fighting Williams, even though, as Pat has pointed out, that it hasn't really fallen his way in a shooting sense in the second half. He knows it. Here is that 3. Great stuff by Drum. That's another brilliant cross-courter. Meany. 16 left on the shot clock. 1:29 left in the ball game. Marian cruising now. Drum floats it up for Baines, who does the necessary, and the Marian bench are jumping for joy.
That's 17 points.
Again, that's no accident. That's worked on in practice, I'm sure.
No, they space the floor as well as any team I've seen in my time in the Super League, and just being around the league. That's the execution. It's well drilled. Fellas know the role. That they're not over dependent. As good as a player as Garrow is, that he knows he's part of a system.
88-72. At halftime, I don't think we anticipated it would be this one-sided. 1:11 left in the game. Williams.
Now, Williams now on the last 3 possessions has shown the urgency that was required maybe in the third quarter. And it's very likely, though, that as great an effort as it is, it's coming a bit late.
Nails another one. Adrian Fulton is watching us in Belfast. He remembers Stars in Their Eyes and Matthew Kelly. Adrian, hello to you. Always nice to be watched by a legend. Baines, Garrow, who's making a bit of a name for himself. Baines outside. JJ. Shot from the corner from Meany. At this stage, it's pretty academic. 45 seconds left. Kieran Rowe on the break. JJ takes it. Camley gives to Drum. 22 on the shot clock, 39 on the match clock. Outside by Meany. Drum just holding on to it. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Drum, he'll go for 3. Oh, he's just showing off now.
3, Barry Drum.
Screaming with joy, Drum.
Well, I ran into Barry, before the match, and we had a chat, and I said, you're doing this a long time. And he says, well, eventually I'm going to get it right, and he says, all you could do is go out there and leave it on the court. And again, he's always been a terrific floor leader, and obviously with the experience of play, he's making some big shots down the stretch, but that's just gravy on top of the rest of the Marian performance.
It's been a long wait for UCD Marian to win a final. Nothing guaranteed yet, but they are there. They will play Black and Amber Templeogue or UCC Demons in the final. That will be live on TG Cahir. Tough night for Brian O'Malley. 4th in the league. And heading out of the cup, Kieran Rowe, 22 seconds left in the game. He's played really well tonight, Kieran Rowe. He doesn't deserve to be on the losing team.
No, look, again, not too much to hang their head about. Killester is a very, very solid basketball team. Brian O'Malley, a terrific coach. I just think the intensity levels and the execution, the details in the execution for Marian were just that much better. And eventually, that grows a lead from 6 to 8 to 12. And again, there's nothing to hang their head about, but Marian are better on the day for sure. O'Nelson
and Donal Ring coming in for Marian to get some game time. As Rowe sinks one. And sinks 2. 19 left in the ball game.
I see the big fella Owen Nelson onto the court. Another 6'9" young player, one to watch for the future for sure.
Well, they wanted to get them onto the court, get some experience, be part of the semi-final win. 9 seconds to go. Cian Steele also on. And they'll just wind it down. Steele bouncing it home. And Marian into the final. They're back into the cider. 91-77, the final score. Follow off the ball for reaction to this game. At 8 o'clock, it's the second of the semi-finals. Demons on home court up against Templeogue. That will be a bit of a belter. This one, in the end, finished a bit one-sided, but it was good for 3 quarters. Marian's quality showing. 91-77 the final score. We're back at 8 with the second semi.